Hello everyone, welcome back and Happy New Year. I know it's February, but it's the first video of the year, so like I always like to remind everyone that going through time is energy accretion. So happy new energy accretion cycle to everyone. And because we're at the subject of energy, especially in the lower month, the lower accretion months here in the Northern Hemisphere, I thought it would be interesting to share a few thoughts like why energy is so important, how it affects everything, especially when this thing is kind of strangled and manipulated and I mean not allowed to always circulate correctly, how this affects everyone, especially in this very interesting time in regards to ascension and personal transformation and basically remembering yourself process, useful for that. So everyone fights for energy because it's the most important resource. It's that thing that keeps everyone alive. It takes many forms, visible and invisible. On a personal level, is that thing that allows one to have physical, mental, emotional well-being when things run properly and when one has an optimal system. But then again, what is optimal? Because has been optimal for different levels. When one is starting to go beyond a certain level, when the energy is allowed to accrete normally without obstacles and weird things happening around, that thing can bring, well, that already happens, but it's like new discoveries, new innovation, new ideas can come in, because going through time affects not just how we feel about things, but it's like one can see ahead, one can bring, like, download ideas, can see from far ahead and bring it into more of a present moment, into a form that can be integrated and turn into something that is useful and can move others further in consciousness, in awareness. So energy, and when energy is allowed to correctly flow through your system and through your codes, depending also on your codes, it affects the clarity of your awareness and how much you can understand and you can process from life correctly. It will determine the quality of what you understand and what you perceive as life, as truth, as false, or whatever, good, bad. And when one lives an existence where, I don't know, there's a lot of events that take, especially at lower levels, where there's all sorts of obstructions and distortion, when a lot of events, especially stressful, painful things happen and they consume a lot of your energy, you start to lose, and at some point you feel like, oh, I lost most of my energy and I don't have time, I don't have energy and space to believe that there could be another way, that I could see this in a different way, that I could do this in a different way. And that's the main problem that most people battle here with, because, well, this is done obviously on purpose, and most people think that, okay, if I cannot, especially energy is consumed in relationships, in personal relationship, in work relationship, that's where the most consumption of energy taking place. And let's say you need to believe in yourself about something important, like when you want to make a big change, when you feel guided, like, okay, I should do this, but it's like, okay, I have nothing in the tank, what do I do then? Because this and this happened and this and that, whatever, and have stolen my enthusiasm, my joy, my power, my energy. I feel empty and I don't know how to continue. I don't know how to do this. I want to, but I don't know how to. So then you're at an impasse. And it's funny because the next process is like untangling the blockages created by these events, these things. And the process of untangling it needs energy. So it's like, okay, I don't have energy, but I need energy to do this. So it's like a vicious circle. And the next thing that you have to think, okay, where do I get that energy? Because I need energy to solve this in order to believe something, that I can believe in that I can do that I can transform here myself, this and that. And as I said many times before, when things just feel like pointless, and not just pointless, like helpless, you need to simplify things. You need to find things that, because there's events and things that grow the energy, and there's events, things that steal the energy. Is like they just consume it, they don't really make more of it. So you start to do those things that actually create that energy, that replenish, reconstruct that stability inside yourself. That's the first where you start doing that. And there's many ways to do that besides the simple things like, I don't know, changing your diet. If you're really somebody that is completely lost, and I mean you're at the beginning of the journey, or not just the beginning of the journey, you're just going through life and you have no idea about, I don't know, other things or higher things, spiritual things or whatever, because you're not aware of that, because other things are taking place in your awareness that are fighting for your awareness, fighting in the end for your energy, for your attention. So you don't have time to realize that, oh, maybe this is not true, maybe I shouldn't focus on this, maybe I should not let this energy be stolen from me for this event or for this or for that. So you start simple. You start by, as I said, let go of the noise in your life, or simple things like changing diet. There's people that still live very unhealthy lives. I mean, diet-wise. So you start there, but also you start to make changes in your life, like simplify things when you realize there's too much noise. And there's many ways to do that, but then again you have to understand when certain tools or certain exercises that you might say, like as I said, people take up meditation, yoga and whatever, make sure that at some point those things don't become a distraction, because if you lose sight of actually what you're supposed to do, then that in itself will just be another distraction. Oh, I'm doing something spiritual, I'm doing this, whatever. But inside there's so much noise, so much trash, so many things that haven't been dealt. There's still so many blockages, but I am humming along and whatever, I'm believing that that's it, that's all I need to do to just I don't know, uplift my spirit and I don't know, get out of here. It's naive, it's stupid to think that. It's ridiculous. That's the best I can say, is like, it's just ridiculous. And you have to be very vigilant. So it's a vicious circle, so to speak, down at lower levels, where you have the distortion that on one hand it forces you to play your part, because you're here to play a part, and you're going through these events and they take all this energy, and at some point you forget, not just forget, what was the point? Well, I came here to do this, but then again at some point I was supposed to go up, not down. I was supposed to go beyond this. So most people will lose themselves throughout the journey, like on their way to, like, when they think like, oh, I'm going to get somewhere, the destination, but the destination usually is death, like exit, instead of more life and a different life that it's much more expansive and, well, has different coordinates and looks very different than what it is right now, and means very different things than what it means right now. So in regards to, let's say, food, because people think that food is just the physical thing. Well, the physical food is basically around 20%, at least at this level, and the rest is just things like your passions, your interests, your hobbies, things that motivate you to continue to do life. That's what gives you life. That's what gives you energy, what energizes you when you do something like, oh, I love this. I don't know, you start playing tennis, or I don't know, or start painting, or I don't know, ride a horse, or I don't know, whatever. It's like something that gives you joy, pleasure, inspires you, you feel naturally energized. So that's another way to create energy. Anything that creates energy always helps to rebuild, to rebuild that inner core that needs constant, not just like, because when you go through life, you consume energy, and at the same time, you have to maintain, if you want to not just live and consume what was given at the beginning of your entering, whatever, upon entering here, down here in this reality, but moving beyond this means that you have to be able to produce, to generate more energy, which in turn will affect your biology, the lifespan, how you look, how things, well, in your life will start to look, and the power, the impact that, well, in the end, mind over matter has. And that's another that's a reality. That's not something nice to say. It's like, oh, we know mind over matter, but mind over matter, it's another level to experience, to live, to see it in reality, what that actually is, not just like small things that is like giving you a taste. But when certain things you have enough energy, it's like what reality has meant. Well, there's many levels, because going through energy is like this like gradual thing, especially how it happened until now, or at least that's what I have been experienced. And it has forced me to either you give up or learn to actually generate in spite of all these things. And it's not easy, not easy, because of how I say tricky and like perverse in a way this whole system works down here, because of the distortion. So as I said, vigilance, it's something that forces you to actually, it's that thing that forces you to be present, and being present is to go beyond a lot of things. And I spoke about these things in other videos. You have to go beyond basic wants, needs, desires, to actually see what you can do, how life can be beyond those things that right now are told, like, look, this is what we aim, what we would like, what is desirable, what people should have as life. So it's a big exercise to realize, as I said, on one hand, okay, there are these events, things that are competing for my attention and ultimately for my energy. And if I'm not if I'm not aware and vigilant, this will go out to drain. It's like I will lose it, and I will feel completely drained, and then I won't be able to do this that actually pulls me in the direction of like more energy, a different life, going beyond what life has been. So it's not really easy. Energy, it's such an important, I say commodity, but like it's the ultimate thing that everyone fights for. And the key, the reservoir, it's always inside. And when the illusions, the distractions start to fade away, and you start to really be the master of your own energy, and that energy is under your control, and this is like, okay, nothing can really influence me anymore, attached to me, to my mind, then you really start to have power. Then reality can change for you in a much bigger and magical way. And this is a process, and that's why I always insist on cleaning, because that's the only thing it's left to do. I don't think I said that, but maybe I said in a video. Before doing the Buddharian process, just a few months before that, I was still doing some Qigong. And because that's where I felt this like natural connection. And after that, I couldn't do it anymore, because I felt the separation. And like I was shown, it's like, no, you're not supposed to do this, because those things come from a level where right now you do not have access fully to that, to those, well, exercises. I mean, like what they actually do. So you need to clear the path, and that's a lot of work. So I just clean. I clean and clean and clean and clean and clean and clean and clean, always. That's it. And I know for most people on this path, especially for those that are still in the seeker mode and that's maybe the beginning of it, it's not satisfying what I am saying. And it's boring, and it's like, oh, say it again, no, don't say it again. But that's what it is. And that implies that you've reached a certain maturity when you understand that the only thing that's left right now is to clean and regain your inner space and grow your energy. And from there, a lot of other things will start to change, unfold, and all sorts of, like I said, magical things and wonderful things start to happen. But that's, as I said, with a lot of work and a lot of unpleasant things, they come together, pleasant with unpleasant. So it's not easy, and it's not for everyone at this point. But like I said, at least be aware that there is a vicious cycle here. Is like the events, the things that can or intend to take your energy, to siphon your energy, and you think like, oh, I'm living my life, but like, am I really doing something that really enhances my energy, or I'm just losing my energy on all sorts of things? It's like, is this, I don't know, thing really does this, or does really move me in a higher direction? So you have to be very careful, because if you're not, you'll find yourself basically empty, and it's like, right, I can't do this, and I don't have power, I can't believe in this anymore, or it's like, even if I believe it's true, I can't do it. Because as I said, your reservoir, your batteries are empty, and you have to, I mean, at that point you feel like it's a dead point, it's like dead end. And then you have to start small, even in the lowest level. You start small, do walks in nature, see something happy, laugh, dance, love, I don't know, things that will increase and will generate, you learn to generate and regenerate your energy. Yeah, I hope this was interesting and helpful. See you next time. Ciao. Things happen in the background and in my life, obviously, but internally, and what